Hello, Saniya.
Hi, Aurick.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good as well. So, listeners, welcome to second episode of Love, Sukh Dhoka. Today we're talking about
Cheating.
cheating.
The most burning topic ever.
Hmm.
One of the, I think.
Okay, most burning. In fact, do you think most people cheat at some point in their lives?
I think, yeah, many. I think if we look at the percentage, it would be a lot.
Yeah.
Because the stories that I have heard and the stories that have, like the things that have happened to me, and I'm very sure might have happened to you as well.
Yeah.
It's like, even if you look at it this way, you just, you will know people who have been cheated on. Yeah, they might have cheated, whatever. And almost every second, third person you talk to has been cheated on, or they have, I don't know. I think, यार, ये सब लोग आके मुझे अपनी cheating story जो भी सुनाते हैं, every time it is like, I have been cheated on. Then who is doing this cheating, right? Like, क्या हो रहा है?
Alright. So, but you said most people do it. I would say everybody does it.
Oh my God, that is a bold statement.
I'll tell you how.
Right.
Because when we are talking about traditional cheating, we're thinking either of only most of the two things, right? Like either emotional cheating or physical cheating, which is again debatable. Some people think emotional is worse than physical cheating. Some people
many people agree to that statement. Yeah, and then, I'm one of those people.
Okay, alright, yeah, great. And then a lot of people also believe that physical cheating se upar to kuch ho hi nahi sakti, right? But the thing is that in some way, shape or form, you actually cheat on somebody. Imagine you went out to do something and your partner doesn't, like it, but you're still continuously doing it. Maybe let's say she doesn't want you to have too much sugar, but you go to office and you do too many sugar, coffees, or you smoke.
Harmless cheating. I'm going to call it harmless cheating.
So that's the whole point, right? Like when you say cheating, it is not equivalent to everyone. So that is the reason why in a relationship, when you get into a relationship or a new relationship, or even through a long relationship, once in a while you should reevaluate what cheating is to each other, where the boundaries are, right? Which you cannot cross.
Yeah.
So if you set the boundaries ki yaar, mere liye this also counts as cheating, or just you flirting with somebody else could be cheating. For most people who are very open-minded, or partners who are open-minded, they say yaar, healthy flirting doesn't hurt anyone, right?
Right.
But in Indian context, a lot of people also think that flirt karna bhi cheating.
Yes, many people do that. And by the way, I am one of those people who think healthy flirting is fine, and it is even good for the relationship, but as long as the other partner knows about it, and even to some extent, I would say, knows about the details of it, right? So this and this happened, this exchange happened, and you can just bring it up like in a fun way. But then I think you are right. You have to, as a couple, define that for each other, if you are okay with it or not. So yeah, that makes sense. But then don't you think that you are kind of then, I don't know, giving somebody a script in the sense कि मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये चीटिंग है, and अगर तुम्हें लगता है कि ये चीटिंग नहीं है, then what is going to happen? If I don't approve of something and you think of something else, then the other person, like, you are anyway going to go ahead and do what you want to do, right?
No, but then that's the whole point, right? Like with any other thing. So for example, it should not be cheating, but if somebody says कि तुम ये मत करो, and if it is so quintessentially to you that you will do it, and if the other person, for them it's a non-negotiable thing, then they will decide in the longer term, I don't want to be this.
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
You don't have to commit the act of cheating in the first place.
Right,
and if you talk it out,
I agree.
Then you know where the line has been crossed. So you know that this person has a propensity to cheat or not. Does he have those characteristics where where he might fall short, and sometimes because of his, let's say, or his or her emotional weakness or something else, he will do that act, right? So when you know about a person, then you will know कि यार कितना वो लोग अपनी बातों पे खरे उतरेंगे. So that's why it's at least important to talk it out, because sometimes also people use this as a excuse. यार मुझे तो पता ही नहीं था कि this will hurt you.
Right. That is काफी ज्यादा उसमें कि यार मतलब जो झूठ हमने बोला नहीं, वो मतलब सफेद झूठ, आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू कॉल इट,
वही वो जो झूठ किसी को हार्म ना करे.
हाँ, राइट. या फिर लाइक लाइंग बाय ओमिशन, कि मैंने बताया ही नहीं तो ठीक है, कहाँ से झूठ हुआ है.
One thing about झूठ is that it always gets compounded. So what will happen is that so if it's not hurting the other person, you're hurting yourself.
Yes.
How is that happening is that if you keep doing and keep lying to yourself, you are somewhere going to fall short, and then that is going to cause a difference in that relationship, which will again have your partner not be in love with you as much. So it'll die down any which ways.
Yeah, I agree. And then I think वही होता है. At the end of the day, I keep saying this, you have to live with yourself, right? So maybe it is not catching up with you right now, but at one day, there is going to be one day, it is going to come, everything is going to literally fall down for you, and you'll be like, oh my god, what the hell did I do? It could be like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I don't know. But you pay for your actions also. It's not just like ऐसा नहीं होता है कि I at least believe in that. I kind of believe in karma a little bit. Like whatever goes around comes back around. It does. It will never do that in the same shape or form, but it will do. So if you are doing something that is kind of immoral and that is hurting somebody on purpose, then it is going to come back to you. You can't get away with it. I don't feel you can get away with it. You might get away with it at that point, but you will have to somehow pay for it. Like, are you getting what I'm trying to say? So,
yeah, that happens. Yeah, that will happen. And all right, so let's just start by again defining, let's say, because we don't know a lot about each other and we've not spoken about this. So let's talk about what comprises cheating for you and what comprises cheating for me. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's start with the most important one: physical cheating.
The worst one, I don't know. Everything is worst.
I said the most important. I didn't say the worst.
नहीं, because अब मैं वही बोलने वाली थी. How can I even label it as the worst? Because everything is worse. यार, come on. Like, see, I think cheating is basically breach of trust, right? It is as simple as that.
Yeah.
So it can take many shapes and forms. And again, like I think we talked about this earlier, just right now. कि it depends कि what both of you are comfortable with. If I know that my partner is not going to be comfortable with it and I'm still going ahead, for example, healthy flirting, I think that is kind of like it is on thin ice वैसी वाली line, right? So I for one think that's totally like that should not count as cheating, but anyway. So for me, I would say, I think since we started, the most common, I would say, and I think common and which is prevalent is physical cheating, right? And again, वही हो जाता है कि if you are in a monogamous relationship, you have there is this kind of agreement between two parties, right? कि I'm just seeing you, you're just seeing me, and I don't know, the entire act, even thinking that somebody else was able to have the same access to you emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever it is, as I do, that is then the trust is not there. And I feel like trust is literally the basic building block of a relationship. If it is not there, then there is no point of that relationship.
Right.
And I think physical cheating is very, very
so for me also, so I will now bring the whole point of emotional cheating, because you said it's the most prevalent, like the physical cheating, but I think emotional cheating because it's much more easier and accessible, right?
Yeah.
I think that happens a lot more than people would realize that it's happening, right?
Yeah.
Because thanks to social media, you are sending flirtatious messages, you're sexting, you're doing something else with somebody. It feels, because you're at a distance, it's safe to do so, and it doesn't feel like cheating because they're not around you.
Yeah. And by the way, I was reading about this, and apparently this is called cyber cheating or something like that, right? So the same thing. You are sliding up in someone else's DMs, you are flirting with them, you have a partner. So like, what the hell is going on, right? Healthy flirting ke liye bhi isme again, social media pe bhi there is a comment or something like that. And as long as it is just still there, that is enough. But if you are in somebody's DMs, you are actually personally texting them, just one-on-one exchanges, right? That is making it personal. And for me, that is crossing a line if you are already with someone.
Yeah. So I will also add to that is that if I am saying I love you to one person, and if I say it to somebody else, right, even if it's just flirtatious, I don't think that's fair, right? Because then how are you putting your person on a higher pedestal than somebody else?
See, that is what. First of all, though, I love you are just it is just 3 words, right? So,
that at least has the intention,
it should have that significance. You cannot, I can say I love you to probably my best friend, but not in the same way as I would say it to my partner. Or I could do something with someone and not say I love you, and I'm saying I love you to my partner, but not to this other person, but I'm doing the same things, right? Both of these people have the same access to me, then the I love you is now insignificant, right? So that is where I have now crossed the line and it would be considered cheating.
Well, that's a good point that, so let's try to understand. So what I just said is, if the person says I love you, so it's not about the friend part, right? But if it's a random woman on the internet, right? Or it's just another date. A lot of people, in fact, keep swiping on dating apps even while they're in actual relationship.
I have heard so many stories
so about people do that as well. But anyways, I'll bring a very interesting point you brought up about monogamy. So there's this funny thing that I heard, or actually it's not funny, it's actually a real thing, that monogamy, the definition of monogamy was that you would have one person for life.
Right.
Now monogamy has become one person at the same time, or one person for that time in life, right? So it's
right.
I'm monogamous to you right now. If I break up and go to somebody else, I'll be monogamous with them.
ठीक है, वो तो चलता है यार. मेरा सिंपल वो है कि if you are not happy with this relationship, please break up with me, have the balls to do that, and then go ahead and do whatever on earth that you want to do, right? Don't double time and all of that. Like, that is where it becomes hurtful. Yeah, breakups are hurtful, but I would rather have someone break up with me than cheat on me. So, yeah.
So anyways, I'm going to bring forward a few more kinds of cheating, and then I would have you say what you have to say about them. So the most important thing, which in fact a friend of mine, if I can share a story, I'll share in this one or maybe another story. But there are people who cheat financially, and they will put their partners in debt and then they will leave them.
Oh my God, yes. So many stories. And again, that is also cheating, a huge form of cheating. Again, so we are coming back to the same thing, ki it is a breach of trust, right?
Yep.
For example, my partner has, obviously I think you would, your partner has your card details, you have my card details, right? So if I am making a transaction or putting you in debt without letting you know, and even if I don't leave you, right, it is still cheating. I did not let you know about this expense and I'm doing it from your bank account, right? So then that is also cheating. So yeah, and I think it is rarely talked about, but financial cheating is like a very, very big one. I would say major red flag.
Yeah, sometimes people don't even, a lot of people actually overlook it. Ki bhai, theek hai, kharcha hi to kar raha hai, right? But to some people it's
see, kharcha is like, okay, that too, I don't know how this works with people because I have never done that, okay, and I would never do that. Maybe your partner buying you gifts and all of that is fine, but I would never like swipe, I would never swipe someone else's card, right? With them not being there. That just feels very, very weird to me. If they are with me, they are doing it for me, whatever.
But let me take it to the next level. Imagine if somebody was swiping a card to buy something which is still alright. What if you're going on another Tinder date and swiping for that dinner?
Oh my God!
Exponential financial cheating.
Oh my God, that is like a combined with everything. And I think we do need to talk about this whole swipe thing again, right? So I freaking hate the swipe culture, and maybe I'm old school, I don't know. But yeah, like I have heard so many cases where people cannot let go of these apps. So they probably met someone, their partner, through these apps, and turns out people are in relationships between months and somebody catches someone still swiping, and then when they are caught, they are like, but I was not doing anything, right? I was just chatting with people. And then again, that is emotional cheating right there.
Yeah.
So even if you were just chatting, but you are on a dating app with the intention to date someone else, right? Even if you are not actually doing it, that is what you are doing. So it is still cheating.
Absolutely. Another very common thing that I think, which again gets overlooked a lot, is workplace cheating.
Oh my God, stories.
Because I'll tell you why. A lot of people say mazak mein bolte, you're married to your work and stuff like that. You know, quite literally, in most cases, you spend more time at work than with your partner doing anything else, right? So, let's say weekend पे आप दोनों पूरा दिन साथ भी बिताते हो, but शाम को घर आके आप 4 घंटे साथ बैठते हो, साथ सो जाते हो या बाहर भी जाते हो, it still does not account for if you're sitting next to your coworker and flirting with her, right? So, in fact, a lot of people actually go to work. In fact, a lot of people, happily went back to work after the pandemic got over because they had somebody who inspired them to come to office.
See, the inspiration, quote unquote, should come from you wanting to engage with the team and just engage, right? I don't mean anything else by that. Like actually have conversations, work side by side with them, that camaraderie that comes, and I can attest to that. So yeah, working from office is fun, but please don't just work, right? And talk to people and all of that, bond with people, but don't, if that is your motivation to go back to office, then I don't know what to say. And you know what, ये बस एक तरीका है, right? That is what I always say, कि जिसे कुछ करना होगा ना, वो तरीके ढूंढ लेगा वो करने के लिए. So it is never going to be like कि वो बहाने की बात है कि oh, I found someone and we are spending long hours at work and all of that. If you had to do it, you would go to a bar, you would pick someone up, and multiple ways. There are multiple ways you are swiping on the app.
You could be very creative in the way you cheat on someone.
Yeah, you could.
So before we talk about revenge cheating, because that's a bigger one, because then a justification comes with that whole thing. So that's a very gray area. But before that, there is something very new called as spiritual cheating.
I have not heard this. Even I am not. What is this about? Do you have any idea about this?
Spiritual cheating involves, an emotional or spiritual fulfillment outside of your actual relationship. So imagine you are getting nirvana somewhere else, and it's not physical, right? But somebody makes you feel nicer, and you are now drawn to them and want to spend more time around them because they elevate you spiritually.
I would consider this a subset of emotional cheating, sort of, right? Because that is what emotional cheating is, a very broad term, and I think yes, it would definitely be a subset of emotional cheating, because again, you have some kind of needs which should ideally be fulfilled by your partner, but they are not getting fulfilled there. So you are looking somewhere else for that fulfillment, and that is cheating.
Yeah, so neglect is a very big part of why people cheat in the first place, because they have a missing piece that is not being given to them by their partners. So they feel like, yaar, bahar se mil raha hai, to chalo kar lete. In fact, kar bhi nahi lete. It's so subconscious sometimes that you fall prey to cheating, even if you didn't think that you would do it.
Yeah.
So most of the time, so a lot of people think that cheating kari hai to soch samajh ke kari hogi. Sometimes it is happen subliminally, but you always know that it is happening. It's just that you're not strong enough to stop it. It's like eating too much chocolate cake, right?
Yeah. Please eat chocolate cake instead, people. Don't go ahead and cheat on people. Oh my God, the worst thing you can do to someone.
Let's talk about revenge cheating, okay? So what happens in revenge cheating? Do you think it's justified that my partner cheated on me, so I should also have the equal score and I should cheat on them?
Yeah, again, the stories I've heard. Yeah, a lot of people do this. So see, if someone has cheated on someone and now you know about it, first of all, I think the relationship is already almost broken, right? So then I'm not justifying the second person's action. I would actually say that this person who is now revenge cheating has a lot of hurt and they don't know how to express themselves in a healthy way. So this is what they are doing. So, but again, if they are also then cheating, then they are participating in that act, and then they are enabling this behavior as well, right? So, like, I don't know what ground do they now have against their partner. It's like, for example, my partner cheated on me and came and told me, and you know what, this happened, and then palat ke maine bhi same cheez kar liya, and then like what, we are now even, and now this is a healthy relation. It is not healthy anymore, right? So it is broken, and like, yeah, it is beyond repair, I think, at that point.
Right. So I think revenge cheating should not be done, because if you can be a better person, right? If you hate somebody for doing something, you don't have to become that, right? Why would you stoop down from your standards to actually match their standards? If they are wrong, you don't have to do it, right? You can take a chance. ठीक है, hurt हुआ है, बुरा लगा है, सब ठीक है. But then let the universe, deal with them, like you said, karma, actually enact itself. But then in some cases, you just have to heal and go ahead and find the right person who will not do that to you. In fact, half of the times we don't see the signs. In fact, there are a lot of warning signs which we'll discuss about. But then before those warning signs also, you have to know that, if you've been cheated or you can be cheated, you can avoid it by understanding those patterns in a person. Talking of patterns, do you think once a cheater, always a cheater? Serial cheating is a thing?
Yeah, I believe that. I would never ever in my life trust a freaking cheater, because it is a habit, right? Once a cheater, always a cheater. And I think that is debatable, because I know there are some people who work through it, go to therapy together and all of that, and they actually give their partner a chance, because then there is this narrative ki, love is unconditional, sort of. So, and this is a mistake. Yeah. But then I'm like, no, there are some things which are non-negotiable, and it is like, for me, who I am as a person, it is like a huge non-negotiable for me. So I don't think you can work through it. You can work through your internal personal issues, but you can't work through this. And I would, again, the trust is broken, it's broken. वो बिल्कुल ही ना कांच की तरह होता है कि वो एक बार टूट गया ना, you can build it back, but it will always have those cracks.
अच्छा, ठीक है. So I don't want people to think that I am for cheating, क्योंकि मैंने कभी cheat किया नहीं है. In fact, मैं cheat मेरे पे हुआ है, but I try not to.
+1.
हाँ, मैं तो कर्मा में believe करता हूँ, मैं cheat करता ही नहीं, कि यार कोई मेरे साथ कर देगा तो मेरा पता नहीं क्या होगा. So I don't do it. But I want to bring a point here is that मान लो कई बार it's circumstantial, right? Cheating कई बार हो जाती है. I'll give you an example. What if, and see, I'm not giving that दारू वाला example कि दारू के नशे में थे.
Oh my God! that is the worst excuse I have heard about. And कितने लोगों से यार मैंने नशे में कर दिया. I'm like you are यार तो first of all यार तो इतने नशे मत करो. And मुझे मत समझाओ मैंने भी नशे करे हैं. ऐसे भी तुम इतने वो नहीं होते हो. तुम you are still the same person, right? तो तुम्हें पता है क्या हो रहा होता है. So that's it. Don't justify. That is the worst excuse. And so many people. And you know what? People are like, you know what? ये revenge cheating वाली चीज हमेशा ऐसे नहीं होती कि you cheated on me, so I cheated on you. It's like we had a disagreement, and now I want to take it out on you, right? So I want to hurt you in some way. So revenge, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and go to this bar and drink a lot, and then I'm going to sleep with the guy, and then I'm going to come and say कि हाँ, but this is how I was taking this out on you. So no, healthy communication. Communicate, right? This is not what you do. That is not justified.
So I'm in agreement that alcohol is no excuse for you cheating. You always know. In fact, you're always in your senses to know कि तुम्हारे body के साथ क्या हो रहा है, right?
Exactly.
So anyway, so if you believe कि भाई हमें पता नहीं होता, I'll ask you. आग बंद करो, अपना हाथ क्या कहते हैं अपने फ्रेंड को बोलो दूर कहीं पे भी रख दे, and then you try to touch your nose. Even if you're closed your eyes, you know it's called body kinesthetics or something, that you always know where your body parts are. Same way you always know what is happening to your body.
Yes,
right?
yes.
There are obviously cases where you are completely
blacked out,
blacked out and you can't feel it.
That is what if you are an adult.
In most cases, if you're just drinking and not to the point where you're actually blacked out, I think you will know that something's happening with you. And so my example was this. For example, if I'm in a bar, not even a bar, I'm workplace, जहाँ पे भी गाड़ी में बैठा हूँ, if the woman tries to come and kiss me and she, surprise kisses me and I then push her back, okay? I'm not kissing, it's a peck. It's not even a like 2 minute का smooth चल रहा है उसके बाद I push her back. नहीं, I think that is again cheating. That is cheating. That is clear cheating.
I kissed you back also, but नहीं मुझे नहीं चाहिए.
30-second rule है यार. 5-second rule है.
Germs नहीं गए इसमें उठा के खा लो वापस.
No, but on a serious note, we should not laugh about it. Okay. No, guys, this is a very serious matter. So I think if you linger around on that kiss a lot, then that's cheating. But if you push that person away immediately, right? Do you think that's still cheating? Because it circumstantially happened to you.
Yeah,
you were not ready.
See, इसमें मैं यही बोलती हूँ. Did someone kiss you or did you kiss them as well? कई बार ऐसा होता है, someone initiated the kiss and someone is kissing you, but did you kiss them back? If you kiss them back, it is cheating. But if you let that person kiss you maybe for 30 seconds and you push them back or whatever it was, then it is not cheating. Then it's like
after 30 seconds it's not cheating.
यार मतलब
मजा आ रहा है जरा ठीक है रुक जाओ. Moral code takes 30 seconds to initiate.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Not 30 seconds. Maybe yaar 5-10 seconds. I'll tell you why. Because sometimes some people go in shock also. It's not, your body behaves differently, right?
Yeah.
If someone randomly comes up to you and kisses you, you'll be like, the first thing for most people will be like, yeah, you'll push them the hell away, right? But for some people, their body literally goes into a shock, but then you are not kissing back, right? For those 20-25 seconds, you are stunned, you're like, I don't know what is happening to me. And then when you come back to your senses, you are now going to push them away, right? So if that, whatever that time is for you, so that is why I don't want to say, yaar, turant hi push kar do. That depends on your body and how it behaves.
Exactly. So that's why I said cheating could also be circumstantial. So if it happens to somebody, it does not mean that they will, repeatedly cheat on someone. So
if it happens to you and you are not enabling it, then you are not cheating.
So
right?
in the West, there's a concept that, hereditary things actually, have, like, if your father was an alcoholic, so you'll turn out to be an alcoholic. If he was an oppressor, you'll become an oppressor. But I also think that it is not true, right? If somebody has a propensity to cheat and has cheated a lot in life, I don't think their sons or sisters or brothers are also cheaters, right?
No.
That could not be the case.
No, I don't think that.
What I'm also saying, imagine at some point in time, very early on in somebody's life, people thought it was okay to cheat. I think after a while, let's say when they're in their 40s, where they're emotionally, in a different place, they know who they are and what they want in life, I don't think they would want to cheat then. So I think it's very circumstantial to brand somebody a serial cheater or not. And that's why I'm having this extended conversation on this. So that's the whole point, right? Like, don't brand somebody a cheater because
see, हाँ वही मैं बोल रही हूँ.
See his tendencies कि भाई अभी भी लक्षण दिखा रहा है कि
नहीं मैं वही बोल रही हूँ. See, अगर मुझे first of all तो अगर मान लो मैं अभी किससे मिलूँ, right? And this person agrees to comes up to me and says, you know what, I have cheated in the past. Yes, I would be apprehensive of this person now, and maybe I would have a little bit of trust issue, but I would now observe this person's behaviors towards me. What I was trying to, or what I am trying to say is कि मेरे साथ अगर मान लो एक बार उसने cheat कर दिया, then it is over for me. Whatever he or she has done in the past is their past. Be it cheating, be it whatever, there are many things, right? The past should be in the past. I think that takes majority. I'm not branding them a cheater, but I am assuming that they did whatever they did in their past, and now they have healed, and now they are a different person. They have grown. That is what I'm betting on. So I don't care what they did in the past in them.
All right. So now, do you think we can actually identify warning signs before the cheating happens?
Yeah, I think.
What would those be?
Whenever you are with someone, in general, you can notice slight behavior changes. Mm-hmm. First of all, your gut will definitely tell you. I am a huge believer of gut feelings, right? So I'm very high on gut feelings. So your gut will literally tell you. That is one thing. And other things as well, right? People being sneaky around their phones. People they are maybe not giving you as much attention as they used to. There is lesser physical intimacy. Your
touch is different.
Yeah, you would. And that is what I'm talking about, right? Gut feeling. You will literally feel it in your guts that no, this is not the same like it was before. So,
right. Yeah. And so because we spoke about financial cheating and other things, I think, again, unexplained expenses. Like if a person, in fact, this happened to a friend of mine. She caught him with too many perfumes. Okay. And I'm like, ये perfume किसे? क्योंकि ये तो मेरे को हमेशा perfume देता है, multiple perfumes है और मेरे को दे नहीं रहा है, उसके पास ये perfumes हैं, brand new पड़े हुए हैं, तो ये किसको दे रहा है? And that's how she discovered that he was cheating.
Oh my God, the perfume gave it away.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of people check their partner's credit card bills, right? Where are those expenses going? Right? Because you can have
that is a clear marker. Yeah, you would be going for dinners, hotels, and whatnot.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So other things could be like increased defensiveness. Ki, yaar, I don't want to tell you about something.
Yes.
I will be busy. All of those
increased
things.
Defensiveness is like such a huge factor, and it's not just ki So basically, वही है ना कि they now don't want to share a part of their life or their life with you.
Yep.
But so that means they are doing it somewhere else. So that could be a warning sign.
So 3 things can again be combined here, which is unexplained absences, or lack of interest, or sudden change in appearance. Now you're dressing up for someone else.
No. That I would not agree to that, because I am someone who has been dressing up for myself since ages. I do not care about the other person, and it is never to please someone else for me. And I believe that personal style is it is how you are expressing yourself. Mm-hmm. So you can express yourself however you want to. If that is changed, if now I want to all of a sudden go blonde, then maybe I want to go blonde because I'm done with life and I'm like, okay, now I'm going blonde, right? So it's not necessarily because, oh, मेरे पास नया partner होगा and उसे शायद blonde बाल अच्छे लगते हैं. No, not that.
Okay. So let me ask you, so what would be the warning signs of physical cheating? How could you figure out somebody's cheating on you physically?
I don't know. Then your physical intimacy is probably dead. But
what about those lipstick and nishan and baal and all of those things?
See, this is why I know I have colored hair, and my hair does fall. So, अगर उसकी शर्ट पे किसी और के कलर के बाल है ना, तो फिर वहीं से मुझे तो पता लग जाना है कि he has cheated.
केश काला किसने लगाया?
मेरे तो नहीं है काले बाल. So, but yeah, I think physical cheating. तो also, I think everything is so intricately woven these days. So physical cheating कैसे होने वाली है? Emotional cheating भी हो ही रही है उसके साथ. In most cases, right? So there have to be messages, there have to be calls, there have to be unexplained, like you said, absences. So maybe you are out more, and now also it's not like that कि जब तुम किसी के साथ होते हो, you know people's set of friends also, right? All of a sudden you are like you don't know who these people, who your partner is hanging out with, what is happening there. Basically you are moving away from their life धीरे धीरे करके. So something is up, right?
Yeah, but in the whole point of, you said emotional cheating hogi if you're physically cheating. I don't think that's the case. What if somebody kya kehte hai, goes and kya kehte hai, has paid sex, right? You would not know. There is no paper trail most likely because theek hai,
you know what, then I would say, I would think that this person is an addict then, because I don't know how people, or maybe that is like a personal opinion, because for me emotional intimacy is way greater than physical intimacy, right? So I need to be emotionally connected with a person to be physical with them. That is who I am, and I feel like any most sensible adults are like that. But I also know people for whom looks and all of that matters a lot. So for them, then I would say, then I don't think they should be in a monogamous relationship with one person if they are so hell-bent on sleeping with multiple people at the same time. So just for the physical sake of it, then I think I would say that I don't want to label it as a problem, but then it is a problem if they are still in a monogamous relationship. If they want to do it on their own time, they can do it on their own time.
But I think I've heard a few women say this. In fact, they've told it to me that, Aurick, I would be okay if my man tells me and goes and has physical sex, paid sex with somebody else, because maybe I'm not ready if I'm not giving them sex, or maybe I'm pregnant. A lot of people have said that. See, sabki propensity alag hoti hai. Open relationship mein bhi hote hain, right? So what I'm saying, okay, I'm giving you a scenario here. I'm just giving you context. That's why I told you this. Imagine somebody uses Bumble, Tinder to swipe right and have sex with somebody else randomly versus paying for sex, right? Because that's an again paid act or a transaction. Do you think that's any better?
No, it is all the same. Cheating is cheating, and that is the end of. There is no gray area here. Okay, you are just choosing different modes. That is it. It's like I am not taking an SUV, I am taking a sedan. How does that make any difference, right? You are still taking another car. That is it. That is the end of it. And to your point, what you said, right? If I can't give it to you, oh my God, like, इतना क्या चाहिए यार? So many years on planet Earth and people, I don't know, लोगों को ये कैसे समझ नहीं आता है. It is kind of just a high that you are chasing. It is going to fall off, right? You take alcohol, sex is also a high, food is a high, everything is a high. So if your partner cannot, quote unquote, give it to you, then that is what the partnership is about, right? You can also bear with them and compromise with them. So you can work on something. It's not like if you can't give me something, I'm now going to go out and look for.
But anyway, the warning signs हमने discuss कर लिए. Now, why do people cheat? What is the motivation behind cheating? ऐसा होता क्यों?
I don't know, yaar. See, sometimes I'll tell you what, it is as simple as people are literally bored, in their life. They're like, you know what, मेरी जिंदगी में कुछ fun नहीं हो रहा है, चलो कुछ fun करते हैं, ठीक है? And they cheat. Then you said there is revenge cheating, where I believe more, मतलब ज़्यादा revenge cheating cases are like कि वो तो होता ही है कि तुमने किया, चलो मैं कर लिया, वो एक है. But like what I just said, कि I am not happy with you regarding something else, and now I'm going to take it out like this. So that is one reason. And then I believe your basic core needs are not being met by your partner, whatever those needs are, not just physical needs. All of it can be a lot of things, right? And now you are going out looking for it somewhere else. But usse prevent करने के लिए what you should actually do is कि when you feel there is a lack of connection with your partner, you are supposed to come to your partner and resolve it together, right? Instead of finding external ways to get that, you have to first communicate with your partner. And if it is not working out still, if you still think that your major emotional, physical, all of those needs are still not being met, then you need to break it off, right?
Right. So I have a very strong point here is that needs have to be met, right? Which is fine. You as an individual want something your partner is not giving, please उस need को पूरा करो, कहीं और जाके भी पूरा करो. But cheating commit करने की जरूरत नहीं है, because if you don't get it from your partner and you know there is no hope of getting it from there, kindly exit that relationship. And फिर उसके बाद जो need पूरी करनी करो.
Exactly.
You don't have to be in a relationship and be like, oh, that's not a justifying factor कि मेरा partner नहीं दे रहा है. Partner बदल लो यार. Like in today's day and age, there's nothing wrong with changing your partner. Like culturally, it was looked down upon. In most parts of our country, it still is. But people are moving on and finding better pastures.
Yeah,
right?
and that is the right way to do it. Like I said earlier, also, कि it is better, यार. तुम मुझसे कुछ नहीं हो, मैं तुमसे कुछ नहीं हूँ. Let's just break this off. Then you go do whatever the hell you want. I'll go do whatever the hell I want on my own time. We are not doing this together anymore. Then तुम अपनी मर्जी के मालिक हो, यार. But don't double time. That does not make any sense.
Right. All right. So we've covered most of the things. Do you have any interesting cheating stories that you want to share?
Yes. I think, I am thinking, should I start with my own? Yeah, let me just start with my own story.
Mm-hmm.
So, in one of my relationships, first of all, you do see those signs, right?
Yeah.
So, and my gut feeling, like for most things, I have relied on my gut feeling, and it has in 95% of the cases been right?
Mm.
So, I did have a gut feeling about this guy that I was with at that time. कि यार कुछ तो गड़बड़ चल रहा है, and the signs we were talking about, he was kind of sneaky with his phone anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Since the beginning of the relationship. That was a major red flag जो मैंने तब नहीं notice किया, and he became even sneakier with his phone. So I was like, what is up, right? So one day I was like, okay, now I have to, and see, I am a huge believer of personal space. So I would never touch anybody's phones, not even my friends. I don't need to see your messages. I don't need to even look into my partner's phones. You don't come near my phone. I won't come near your phone. Like, phone is such a, smartphones have become kind of so personal that I won't go ahead and do that. But if you give me a reason to, then I will. Okay? Because now then I also have to give myself that clarity ki chal kya raha hai, right?
Mm.
So, basically, I one day finally decided ki against all of my principles, I'm now going to go and check this person's phone.
Mm.
And when I did, turns out there were multiple sex chats with multiple women, right? Again, so when I confronted this person, I was like, okay, I saw your phone, and now, this is obviously now over. And his response to that was, again, he said, I did not physically go ahead and do anything with these women or anybody else. Physically, I was just with you. This is just the chats. And I'm like, that does not make it any freaking better, right? So, it is emotional cheating. It is so many other forms of cheating. If you are, and then I would say this is cyber cheating, literally right there.
Yeah.
So, if you are looking at other people, and I mean, this literally does not matter. It does not always have to be physical for it to be cheating. So yeah, that is one of my stories. Yeah, do you have a story?
Well, I got cheated upon very simply. I mean, the girl, a guy kissed my girlfriend 1 month into the relationship, and she came and told me. So that is not cheating exactly. But
she kissed back, right? So something happened. They made out or whatever.
No, did not make out. She kissed him back for more than 30 seconds. So she regretted it.
30 seconds.
So she regretted it and she came back. But yeah, touch wood, I've been lucky enough to not have something like that. I mean, because I'm a giver and because I have to work hard to have a woman in my life, because I am not a Hrithik Roshan or a Mukesh Ambani. So I put in a lot of effort into my relationship, be it humor or whatever else. So when I show that level of commitment to someone, I think people are anyways deterred not to go elsewhere unless one of their needs is not being met or whatever, right? Which is fine. But I have a story. In fact, these are multiple stories that I've heard coming out of the pandemic, right? A lot of people, in fact, I don't know why I wasn't on Bumble or Tinder during the pandemic. I was doing Clubhouse of all things. But anyway,
many people were.
In fact, somebody broke my heart on Clubhouse, man. God.
How?
Internet cheating.
How can people break people's heart on Clubhouse, man?
So Clubhouse में क्या होता है कि generally आप किसी से बात करते हैं, right? Like, talking to someone is a major part of, falling for somebody. See, that's where again emotional cheating comes from, right? Because you're connecting with someone, you like them so much. So I was single. There's no cheating there, but what happened was she was getting inclined. Now in public forum, she's saying that yes, I am Aurick's person, and nice things are happening while 100 people are sitting there. Flirting is happening and reciprocation is there.
Flirting से कुछ नहीं होता. वो तो Twitter Spaces में इतने लोगों से flirt करके चले जाते हैं ना कि I'm like, but you are not in anybody's DM. Then that is where you draw the line.
But then फिर क्या हुआ? तो बातें हुई, phone calls हो रही है, रात भर बातें हो रही है, video call तक हो गया. One fine day she up and leaves.
Ghosts? Oh, so she leaves Clubhouse or she like stops
she goes off of Clubhouse also for a while, but then she's like, I can't talk to you. I'm like, I think that's a part of thing. So okay, a lot of people might say this is not cheating, but try to understand a lot of people before they get married, or in fact somebody told me day before yesterday, I was talking to a woman, so she told me that बंदा 3 दिन पहले तक स्वाइप कर रहा था, इनफैक्ट लड़की से मिलने भी गया, डेट करने गया, राइट, सगाई से 3 दिन पहले. So try to understand, if you know that in your future, immediate future, there is another person written, or you are going to commit to somebody else, I don't think you should go about flirting with anybody.
No, you should not, yaar. Like वही मैं बोल रही हूँ, flirting, यही कई लोग बोलते हैं यार flirting है तो healthy कैसे हो सकती है? This is where I draw the line. If it is on a public forum, यार तुम बकचोदी कर रहे हो, you are not doing one-on-ones then. You are not in anybody's texts, you are not in anybody's calls, no video calls, nothing. You are then, you will walk off, I'll walk off, and not going to talk about it again, right?
Yep.
So that is where I am drawing the line. If you are exchanging all of those things on a personal level, one-on-one, then it is definitely cheating. And to your point, yaar, तुमने किससे सगाई कर ली है, you are already, even if it is like an arranged marriage thing, I'm assuming, right? Still, there is this commitment that you have given to this person. तुम उसे dating बोलो या ना बोलो, but कहीं ना कहीं you are still dating, right?
Yep.
So if you are dating and you are now going ahead and meeting with other people for dates, it is straight up cheating. और क्या ही उसमें बोलूँगा?
Well, that happens. But I think one thing we've not discussed so far, maybe we'll do it in another episode, maybe we'll just touch upon it right now, the consequences of cheating. A lot of people don't think what are the consequences or repercussions of cheating. लोगों को लगता है यार सिर्फ emotionally तो hurt हो रहा है, but that emotional hurt can destroy somebody's life, somebody's career, somebody's well-being, mental health for the longest periods of time, right? You just think that it's just a simple heartbreak, कोई heal कर जाएगा, but most people don't heal completely from that ever, right? So there, you have to also understand the repercussions. And one of the reasons why I don't do it, like I said, the reason why I've never cheated on someone is because I think I will never be able to take if that ever happens to me, because I think the emotional toll will be freaking too high.
Yeah.
Right? So consequences is one thing that you have to keep in mind if you want to, let's say, in fact, consequences for the other person also, right? Like, we are always selfish. I think cheating comes from a point of, sabotaging also, and then you do it for your own pleasure. You're not doing it because your partner did something. It again comes back to your primal needs. If you're fulfilling some of your needs, you're being selfish about it.
Yeah.
Right? So don't be selfish. Think about the person that you're going to cheat on, your partner, your prospective partner, or anybody you're talking to, right? So I think that's...
I also want to bring up one more point, the consequences, right? So, if you are cheating on someone, it does leave an impact on that other person. And in many cases, I've heard the person who has been cheated on, first of all, they immediately develop trust issues, right?
Yep.
So the next time they are with someone, if they have not healed themselves, some part of them is going to suspect, right? And going to think, okay, is this person also going to cheat on me? That is one thing. And then another thing which I have heard about a lot, is people start blaming themselves, right? शायद मुझ में कोई कमी रह गई होगी, इसीलिए ये बंदा, but I really want to, let everybody or anybody who has ever thought of this, who has been cheated on, I want to put this loud message out there that it is literally not you, it is them, right? वो उनकी नियत थी. There was nothing wrong with you. तुम में कोई कमी नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. अगर किसी ने कुछ करना होगा, every person has their own agency. If they are doing it, that is who they are as a person, and it has got almost nothing to do with you at all.
Well, yeah, so that is one of the reasons why I actually started this podcast, and I'm doing something else which I will not share on the public platform right now because it's not ready yet. But I think a lot of people ask me, why are you doing this podcast, Aurick? You're a business strategist and you do this and do that. And why are you into the whole love podcast and all of that? Out of all the things you named it, love, Sukh Dhoka, right? And I said, I am a hopeful romantic. So I am eternally looking for my person, my being, and I will find her someday. I'm sure of that. It's just that if that person is emotionally damaged in some way, shape or form, if she deserves the best love, and if I can give that best love to her, if she's broken in some way, shape or form, जैसे आप paper को crease कर देते हो, तो if you even flatten it, with the heaviest of object, it'll never have straight lines again. It'll never be perfect, right? So if that person comes in my life, and if she can't appreciate that the love I have for her because I've been waiting for her all my life, that'll be unfair for both of us.
Yeah, it will be.
So that's the reason why we do this podcast, so that people listen and know कि यार चलो ठीक है, ये सब करना है, नहीं करना है, कैसे वो कर सकते हैं.
I know.
I'm just putting my karma out there, good karma out there, so that hopefully.
And mostly, for me, the reason to do this podcast, and mostly anything in life is like, I want to share my opinions with other people as well. And even if, and I keep saying this with social media, with this podcast, with anything and everything else, that even if 5 people connect to that, my work here is done. You know, it is not about numbers. It is not about anything. It is about that emotional connection that people feel when they listen to something, they read something that you have created, and they're like, you know what, I related to this. This is relatable to me. Mere saath kabhi aisa hua hoga, and people come forward, and that is what touches me. I'm like, yes, this is exactly why we are doing it. This is exactly my reason. Right. So, yeah.
So we didn't have a lot of laughs because this is a serious topic again, and everybody is affected by it.
I know.
But so sum it up. Cheating is bad. Please don't do it. What do you think?
Oh my God. And please don't then go ahead and justify it. It is not justifiable. Like, you are dead to me now. Right. So, yeah, as usual, this was fun. And to all the people who listened to our last episode and sent us some love or some constructive feedback, I'm very, very, very thankful to you all, and hope you enjoyed this episode as well. And if you have anything that you also want us to discuss in the future episodes, please send those topics to us. Like, slide into my DMs. You can do that. I am obviously available.
I'm single, so yeah, might as well. Why don't you?
Yeah. See, I'm not cheating on nobody. I am single. So no, but just kidding. So basically, yeah, regarding the podcast as well, right? I was with people. I was like, yeah, slide into my DMs if you have constructive feedback for me. So yeah, the whole point is ki, if you have any topics that you want us to discuss, or you have thoughts to share, you can actually reach out to us via social media as well. And also follow us on Spotify. And we are trying to make this a regular thing. Yeah. And we will try to be as regular as possible with this. So yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening, people. All right, see you in the next episode.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.